Hola, pues ya estamos nada más y nada menos acompañados, fíjense de quién. Entonces, hola, voy a acomodar la cámara por acá para que ustedes nos puedan ver bien y comenzamos. Kevin, muchas gracias por formar parte de Relatos a Granel. Estoy muy contento. Hice el video de tu libro hace un año. My viewers, mis suscriptores, estaban muy contentos de que se vieron el video. Entonces, la primera pregunta que tiene que ver así con el directo como el miedo es, ¿a qué le tienes más miedo tú?
That is the thing I fear the most. I think probably I would fear the most if for some reason my kid couldn't read or write anything. That would be the worst thinking, because it's kind of my life, really, reading and writing. So yeah, I would be afraid if I didn't know you.
So, about your book, el libro fue el primero que leí, ¿no? Fue el primer libro, y yo leí de ti. Entonces, pues ya tengo mi compendio. En japonés hay una palabra que literalmente significa la pila de libros por no leer. Y se escribe sundoku. Que la mitad de esa pila son libros tuyos, abajo.
I have many balls like that.
I suppose so, like a playlist on Netflix with Soleil. So, I want to know how Elliot came from you. I came to you.
Yeah, Eliot's really is sort of it's kind of based on he's a exaggerated kind of fictionalized version of a part of me. That's where the been started for really. I don't usually base my characters on myself or people I know, but in this case, I kind of wanted to. I felt the need to put myself or harder myself into a hole.
So, Elliot is like some kind of younger Kevin?
Well, yeah, more. I mean, basically, I've always had problems with anxiety, on being afraid of things, and so it's a good question. I kind of passed that on to Elliot. I mean, he's a different artist. He's not me. His conditioning, what he's flattened of, is different thing. But the idea of having a life is just to a certain extent consoled by being afraid of things. Well, that comes in to me.
Okay. And eso me lleva a una pregunta a la que quiero llegar justo. Cuando nos presentan a Kevin como escritor y sabían mucho de ti por el proceso por el que hasta que llegaste a ser escritor. Estamos a veces espantados o asustados de cumplir o llegar a las metas, ¿sabes? O sea, tú eres un escritor famoso y consagrado, pero te costó trabajo llegar ahí. Entonces, la pregunta sería, ¿cómo enfrentas el miedo o cómo le recomendarías a las personas que nos están viendo enfrentar el miedo para llegar a ser exitoso para una meta específica?
Yeah, I mean, in all my books, I don't set out to sort of answer questions. I don't set out to advise anybody, because I don't think I have the right to do that, or because I started, I do. But if I write about something and somebody takes something in them, that's fantastic. I love that. I suppose in writing the book, not advice as such, but just showing how maybe I've done, is that if you can kind of accept it as part of you, not just running away from it or actually being afraid of the fear of self, that's not a solution, but it can make things easier. I'd learned how to sort of accept my character, whatever's wrong with it, and to a certain extent, that's kind of part of why I could come and write it. all through my life, it's a musician, a painter, a author, and that's helped me sort of understand myself by expressing that I feel through other means. That kind of helps me to understand what I am.
It's very hard to do. I mean, especially when you're young, it's very hard to sort of just to have faith in yourself, to believe in yourself, because it's difficult to bring outside.
But if you can kind of stay true to yourself, in the long term, I think it works out for the best. It's a very hard thing to be, but I think to some extent I did it, and eventually it figured out both.
I learned how to sort of channel the stuff that's wrong with me into
music or into words, and that gives you a sense of belief in yourself.
So that's how I think everybody has to kind of work there.
If that's where you do it oneself, because the way I do it, maybe you're from,
Every people is different. Yeah. Okay. So about Eliot and about the book, I thought there are many kinds, they're very different kind of fears, you know? And you can cut some of them, because Eliot just even fear it on, right? So if you had to write some list of fears, what kind of fears do you know about the world? The fear of self, the fear of...
I was very careful not to, I didn't want to sort of label what is wrong with Eliot, and I didn't want to go to put a condition. I mean, there are
recognized conditions in which you are. So that was a mess so good.
Personally, I think with Eliot and the kind of the fears, live fears though, right, about other people, and the strange thing about me, what we with Eliot today is that as you say, some fears are very useful. It's useful to be scared about lying, because if you're not scared of lying, you're going to get eaten. But if you start being afraid of any other people, well, you know that rationally, you know, scared of, that quality the same kind of comfortability, and they can have a good effect. I think probably that's the sort of, in a sense, that's Eliot's baby is seated at a big.
And maybe if you're from the non-lost this, because you name it like Minkos. Minkos are the unknown things around and you don't see it.
Yeah. Look, I really enjoyed that. But I suppose when I was kind of in this writing it, I was almost kind of
talking to myself in the sense that I was thinking about, you know, when I'm doing this piece, in the morning I sort of come in here,
knowing that I'm good talking to yesterday. I know not about it now. Yeah.
The opposite, because just a little bit ask me questions and tell me nice things. See, there's nothing to stare. So why do I feel I just stare?
And I don't know, but the problem is, it's like this split thing.
Rationally, I know it's fine, mother to this girl, or something else inside me, which I don't console, says, well, for action stands, you're not sure, then no.
And I guess that's kind of sense of not having
the control over yourself, that it's your body or your mind, whatever the call. Nothing now interests me about having this good for
it took one control ourselves. But I think in me there's a bit done. That all. It's almost like a new
Yeah, but do that. Pues just can say that there's that.
Todo libro es un road trip. Es un recorrido de Eliot para en la búsqueda de Marcy. Me recordó un poquito a The Revenant, la película de la Cañar. Entonces me gustaría hablar del proceso creativo, de cómo fue escribiéndolo. Básicamente tenía la idea, llegó Eliot a él, y cómo fue desarrollando en esta persecución en búsqueda de Marcy.
First of all, I mean, you got me right about the kind of road trip, see? I sort of it as kind of, I mean, the kind of journey, the quest, is one of the main traditional story. Finding it all ends. And so I wanted Elliot to, the reason that that's, I had a word about what reason do.
So that's where the plot. And I kind of wanted to sort of, to me, it's like looking back at the miserable quests and the nights and then this vast anxieties and fighting off monsters you've been watching and dragons.
And so for Elliot, it's the same thing, but it's very, very small. So
He's just a Clark Old. And his demons are things which measure the dump and box, but demons of sheep, bolts, cars.
So but that kind of came to me pretty quick to read when I was thinking about the story. And I guess it's the sort of, how do I
think about a book for a long time before I start writing. When I'm happy with it, it's the book where I want to write. I can't, then I start work about the plot or
and I kind of plan it out to a certain extent. So I know where it starts, and where it ends, and most that you see. With this book, I left it a bit more open. I've been able to sort of wander around it. But I had, once I got the structure, it's basically just a matter of, sitting down in front of the computer and just working. Like 6, 7, 8 hours a day. It's particularly hard when you first start because you're not sure if it's going to react. If it does start reacting, that's really, all it's great. And it's really just a matter of just, doing that every day. I have a long taste on
How long it takes?
I mean, actually writing and itself, most of my books, I suppose, take a year. But it's not a kind of start finish thing. It's just sort of, start all the way through to it. As soon as I get to the end, I go back, start with that who says this. By the end of the book, you've got before this, you've got the time to do, which you might not have at the beginning. So go back and I just keep going, just keep relating until I got it was perfect as I found. I don't try to undo it.
But then there comes a point where I have to show that it's not done, says down, says.
Yeah, that's kind of big. I like being in cheap console, but I like. But it's
An anxiety, like Elliot.
yeah, you have to do it sort of thing. But it is very sort of it's a lonely thing to be, but I love that. So I love it. It's really just it. A letter is just hard work. You don't have to be inspired. Hard work, working out how to tell it in the best way, and then occasionally a little flashes it in the special stuff, and which I really like. Like to just interstars it just one beautiful, really special style, which you may not even understand. And that's it. Just keep going, man.
So it's your own name to range people. In this process, and you write, and then I want to ask you something. You have 2 different tones in your right? Something like comedy with Pico of Rocks, maybe. And there is a tense moment, the thriller moment, Elliot. And then you came something like really gangsters. Yeah. So, what's your favorite or your most easier moment to write? The comedy one, the thriller one, the gangsters one.
I don't usually have quite so many elements in my names, but I knew that I wanted to put it in this note. I think always my favorite stuff is when you're right inside the Kansas space. Where? And it almost becomes like an out-of-body experience. The words are kind of being not very downright a kind of tough. And they say, well, that's just nasty. I really enjoyed in this book writing the certain actor that it's kind of peaceless gangsters. The first I wasn't sure they were going to be, weren't going to be quite so immediate, I suppose. And when they did start, it became like that and forth.
Just okay. Just wanted to be mental ill. Somehow she's to your.
But I did, it's been upon a while since. Well, I really enjoyed it. It's almost like trying to the sort of Elias, but it's quite soul-rejoined because you sort of, it's taking it out in bit deep stuck and it's like digging to around the fears where I'm here. Soul. Because I love doing those, it's hard work. Writing the other stuff is kind of, it's a bit of a sort of relief. It's not so draining. It's not so thirsty. So I enjoyed that. But it's still always kind of really beat up to bog stuff. Yeah.
So the Finnish question is, we will know about, sabremos más sobre Elliot que sobre el amaze?
Almost certainly not. I don't, unless I'm writing a book in which I know there's going to be a series of things. I've only done maybe twice. I always kind of resist the. To me, there's no possibility. There's nothing, and because sequels have become so much part of our lives, especially because I now they expect see, just because that's nice things do. And to me, I kind of avoid it, and I've so far avoided it all the time because to me, that's the ball, that's the story, and the story kind of hopefully ties in themselves. What we would say, if I did a sequel, I think it could urine the first book because I don't think I could ever capture it sort of motive. And I've read sequels to books, failure books, and I wish I hadn't read some others where it does as been be. So, I never say never because, if somebody comes along, I have to be trusting. You say, I'll make my living. Somebody comes along and offers me a lot of money, huge to us. So I would consider it. I'm not saying I would do it because I had to consider, this is how I make my living. And it's a hard way to make a living.
You can make a lot of stories.
Yeah, I've thought about it. Quite a few of my books I've got in as I was writing myself. It's possibly a good VC stuff. That one, no. That one I do. I think it would be, to me, it would be kind of, it would be a bit up shooting a story at you. So. But again,
If I say I'm never going to do that, choosing that the immoral or the wrong, if somebody has to move out for $10 million to you this scene,
I think about it because kind of everybody has their price. I hate doing it. But if it transformed my world, I would do because it's writing books for a living. It's, I've been lucky, but I don't have to do anything else. I've made big money, no money, big money. It is hard, it's high security, I was ill for a couple of years or so. Apart from books, I didn't have money. So it's, was an insecure job, and it's all you thought. So,
Do you like it?
I love it. That's the way.
So don't be scared of the people who wants to be a writer like you.
Yeah. No, I was, and also because I've done real jobs. I know what a real job's done. This is on a work.
And that's something like the artist job. All the artists, the writers, the musicians maybe have so huge momentum and low moments.
Yeah. It was part of it. Well, I'm not, there's no complaints. I was new Okipi. I wouldn't, I always said it all. But, and it's kind of, that's the this. Always did know. That is a compromise. If you do anything, if you do something you love
as your job, there's always compromises. There's always strategies. I know how far I go. I recently refused to change the race of my character because some social media type people believe that you can't, as a old white man, I can't write a book about a backslash boom. I refuse to.
So, I've got some scholars in mind say, we'll stand up.
Sometimes you have to slap and be amazers.
Well, thanks a lot for this interview. We can say hello to you people inside the camera.
Hola, all you people inside the camera. Buenas tardes.
And let's discuss this.